You're listening to Living in Spain podcasts with David Wright.
Hi guys, my name's David Wright and welcome to another one of my podcast shows. Today I'm going to be talking about tips and advice on visiting Cordoba. Okay, so after living here in Spain for more than 19 years now, I've visited most of the major cities and towns in Spain over that time with my Spanish wife, who's had to go to most of these places on work trips, so I've accompanied her and got to see some fantastic insights to these places just by going there and walking around the streets on my own. So here I'm going to give you some fantastic tips and advice on Cordoba. Now, Cordoba, for those who don't know, it's just about 3-4 hours inland from Malaga, about 4 hours from Almeria. It's easy to get to on the motorway, and it's a fantastic place to visit. If you haven't been to Cordoba yet, I highly recommend it. It's my second favourite city after Seville, and here's going to be some of my tips and advices on why you should visit Cordoba this year. Okay, first off, when is the best time to go to Cordoba? Well, I've been there pretty much different times of the year, and I would say try and avoid the peak season, which is July, August, September. It gets very hot in Cordoba. How hot? Well, I was there in July a couple of years ago, and it was over 100 degrees for the 3 days I was there. And even in the evenings, it only drops down a few degrees, so it's very, very hot there. The sun reflects, the heat reflects off the walls there, so even at night it can be very daunting, the temperatures, so maybe avoid it in the peak seasons there. May is a great time to go, and the reason May is a good time to go because on the 3rd or to the 16th of May the patios are open. Cordoba is famous for its patios. These are private gardens that are open to the public. They're normally people's houses, and then you go through the door and it leads into a private courtyard. And they're smothered in flowers, and they're really fantastic to go and see these patios, and it's absolutely free for anyone that's visiting in these times. Now, some of these patios are open after hours and outside of these dates. In June, July, some of the patios are open, but there's a competition there, runs from the 3rd to the 16th of May, I believe, and this is really the best time to go and visit them because they're at their peak at that time. Everything is in Cordoba is around the square. The main square is the mosque. There's a giant Muslim mosque in the centre of Cordoba, and everything really revolves around that square. So the patios are about 5-10 minutes walk from the mosque in the main square there, ever so easy to find. And if you go to the tourist information office, which is just down south of the mosque, just a few minutes walk, there's a very helpful people and staff in the information centre there that will give you free maps to find your way around Cordoba. And with the free unlimited internet that's all over the place in Cordoba, it's very easy to use your GPS and your mobile to get around and find some interesting facts about Cordoba. Okay, so what else can you see in Cordoba? Well, there's a famous riding school just near the mosque, again just about 5 minutes walk from the main square in Cordoba, and they have a fantastic Spanish riding school there which is famous for the way they treat their horses and what they can do with these horses. Some of the things they do is truly amazing. They make these horses jump and dance and do all sorts of acrobats, and the horses are treated like absolute royalty. You can get to go and walk around the stables there, and you can see exactly how these horses live and are treated, and it really is an eye-opener. There's some beautiful places to see in not just the horses there. There's a museum there with the carts, the horse and carts museum, which has got some fantastic things to look at there. And they have a show most evenings, especially in the summer months, either indoors or there's an outdoor arena. I've been to both shows, they're both very good, but I would highly recommend booking early. It does get busy, and the best show to go to is the open air one in the open air arena. That's pretty good, and as I say, what they can do with these horses is truly amazing. Very well worth a visit, and it's not very expensive either. Okay, so then you've got the gardens as well, the Alcazar Gardens, I believe they call it. Again, just about 5 minutes walk from the main square. Very nice gardens, absolutely amazing. It's only about €10 to go in and have a look around these gardens, and they're full of beautiful plants and flowers. It's open all year round, but again, the best time to go is May, June, July time. Beautiful gardens and so much to see and do there. You need about 2 hours in there. You can see pretty much everything within the 2 hours, but again, well worth a trip, and I think that's about €8-10 for a visit there. Okay, then the mosque as well. The most famous thing in Cordoba is the Muslim mosque, which is right in the centre of the main square in Cordoba, and it's near the river and the bridge there, which is also worth a visit. But the mosque is open to the public from about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I believe, and there's an entrance fee of about €14, I think it is now, but you can check it out on the website, online. And if you want to go to the mosque, there's a tip I can give you here. Go to the back entrance. The mosque is in the main square, but there is a square within the square, and it's completely open. You just go through one of the arches and you'll see this square. It's got a few big trees and flowers in there, and in that square there's a back door entrance where the staff go into the mosque. Now this has got a security guard there, and it's open from about 8:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock, and you can get in for free. Now, anyone can get in, not just staff, and the security guards will let you in, and you can have a walk around in there completely free, but it's without any guides or anything like that. So you can get to walk around for about an hour until it's open to the public for real, and then you have to pay. So if you're in Cordoba for a couple of days, it's well worth going to this back door entrance and get in there and have a walk around, and you can pretty much see everything on a couple of visits there for completely free. And another tip I'll give you is if you've got an iPhone, there's an app on the wall where you can rent the hearing devices there, and if you take a copy of that and download the app, you can get a commentary for free on your iPhone. So you put your headphones on and you can have a walk around and you get a free commentary as well. So check it out, guys, the back entrance. I hope that tip has helped. And where to stay in Cordoba? Okay, so where's the best place to stay in Cordoba? Well, if you can stay in the centre as close to the mosque as possible, that would be really handy, because everything is within walking distance in Cordoba, and the closer you can get to the square, the better. It does get expensive in the peak seasons in July and August, but there is 3 or 4 very nice hotels right next to the mosque. And one of these hotels is the Maimonides Hotel on the corner, which I've stayed in, which is very good. It's around €80 a night, includes breakfast on that, I believe. And the other one is the Hacienda on the south side of the mosque. It's a little bit more expensive. It's around 90 to 100 a night. Again, very good to go and stay in that. And the other hotel is the Conquistador. It's the Eurostar Conquistador Hotel, and it's right opposite the main side entrance of the mosque. Literally 3 or 4 meters from the mosque itself, with fantastic views of the mosque. This hotel I've stayed in a couple of times. This is around €70 a night in there with no breakfast. You don't need breakfast in any of these hotels because there's cheap access to breakfast in most of the bars surrounding the mosque. You can get a coffee and a tostada, that sort of thing, for breakfast for about €3 or €4. So it's not worth having the breakfast unless you really want it in the hotels. And I think it's about €15 for a breakfast per person in the hotel. But these hotels are very good. One thing I will say is in July it gets very busy and the prices go 3 times as high as that. I always recommend, if you're going to go a little bit later on in the season, to stay a little bit further out of the main square. And there's some other good hotels like the NH hotel chains. They do rooms in height of the season for around €45-48 a night. Very basic hotels, but clean and tidy, all you need. But you will need a car to drive a little bit into town to find somewhere to park, and you will have to probably pay for parking as well, so that could be a little bit awkward. But also, guys, there are some bed and breakfasts which are quite good around the main mosque, but these can also be a little bit expensive. It's very difficult to drive your car anywhere near the main square of Cordoba, so be warned. Try and find somewhere a little bit out away from the main square. If you're staying in any of these hotels that are around the mosque, they do include parking. There's underground parking, but it's very tight, guys. It's underground parking. If you've got a big car, you might find it a bit difficult to get in these parking spaces. And also they charge about €15 a night for the hotel parking. It's on top of the hotel price. So just be warned about that. The eating out in Cordoba is fantastic. I would say go around, get yourself lost in the streets surrounding the main square. There's little branches of streets you can walk around, and there's loads of places to eat, whether it's in the daytime or in the evening. Some great tapas there. The tapas are not free in Cordoba, but there are some great tapas to go and find and experience all around the back streets in Cordoba. I hope these tips and advice has helped, and there's a link in the description box below this to a blog post I did all about Cordoba, so go check it out, guys, and please leave a comment or like if you've gained any information that's been useful. Thanks for listening.
If you have enjoyed this podcast by David Wright, then you will love his new books. Out now on Amazon and Kindle, packed with money-saving tips and information on living and working in Spain. Just go to livinginspainbooks.com. David also has a popular blog for expats in Spain. Come and take a look now at britishexpatsinspain.com.